and welcome to Let's Get Adulting by me, Elizabeth Quintener. So this is a part 1 of a series, and we're going to go over some mental difficulties that come with, coming out into the real world, going to become more independent, starting dorm life, starting in an apartment, kind of just emotions that occur and feelings, part of the mental, and kind of a way to figure things out. So we're first going to start with time management. Now this is a big one for at least myself personally that I do still need to work on. It's something that I do struggle with, and we're just going to figure out this problem together. Now this is a big problem. You can tell by all the exclamation marks. So it's a big yikes. It's a big oh no. It's also, do I have time? And then it's too much stuff, not enough space. My space bag. Now, with this, you can tell that, it's part of everybody needs to figure out, and people do, have transitions to figuring things out. Now, for the simple solution, you gotta organize a schedule, make a calendar, whether it be on the phone, on paper. I have a big, huge packet of, paper that has, the week on it, and I'll jot some stuff down. A lot of times I do forget, but I also have the calendar in my phone. Now, it's all about putting that information down. If you don't, it doesn't stay in your head too often, but if you write it down, you can always relook at it. It's not just that. Time management isn't only about planning everything for what you need to do for productivity-wise, but it's also about taking a break. Yeah, you might need to schedule it in, you gotta make room for it, and you've gotta mark that you gotta take that break. Because taking a break is such an important concept. You don't want to get yourself overwhelmed. And it's also about prioritizing. You gotta prioritize what's really necessary. What do you really need to do first? Do you have an exam coming up that you should study for? Hey, this is on the syllabus. You gotta write it all down and prioritize what's really important. Hey, I can't hang out with my friends today. I have a whole paper to write. You gotta, yes, that time with your friends is for your relaxation, but you also have to realize that you do need that paper. You can take breaks during your paper. Work for 30 minutes, take a 5-minute break. It's all about prioritization and taking a break during those times as well. Now, finding apps. Apps are such a great, helpful tool. You've got Evernote, Pocket, that are kind of notebook style and are able to be more than one kind of calendar type of deal there. Then you've got Rescue Time, Tomato, Focus Me. Those are more of, and TikTok or TickTick. Those are going to be your timers, to put time to your side. Pushbullet is more of a reminder. Workflow is like all of the above, all in one area. My personal favorite is Forest, because it locks down my phone when I set the timer for it, and it'll grow a little plant by the time the timer in my time is done. So it gets me away from my phone, and it's able to help me focus better. And you can find all of these online in the App Store as well. Now, it's a big world out there. We're going to start with loneliness. Kind of keeping it internal. It's hard, especially when you first move out. oh no, what am I supposed to do? Well, first things first with loneliness, you've got to acknowledge it. And it's okay to admit it, especially when you first come into university and you're away from home. It's hard and it's tough, especially when you don't know anybody. And it does feel overwhelming. Well, let's help. Well, first things first, find a friend. It's hard. It can be your roommate, it can be the person next door, it can be your CA. Try to make those connections, especially when you first come in. Find it, or family, Family is such a big thing. You can call them, text, message. There's so many different options now for contact and communication. You just have to reach out. It's all about reaching out, especially when you join a club or a group. You gotta find those places, find people that you vibe with, and you've gotta just kind of go out and experience. Because if you keep to yourself, you lose on those experiences. And of course, you've got the internet. Of course, there's as well the main two words that every parent goes with: stranger danger. But there's so many different platforms, and it's just about finding friends, making those connections. The different platforms that are probably going to be one of the big ones is Discord. Discord has so many different communities on there in different areas that you can, from education to gaming. There's so many different stuff on there. It can be through Instagram as well. There are different people there that you're able to communicate with. You can find these groups and you're able to really just coincide with it all. It's all about, connecting. And the internet is not going to come and eat you from the stranger danger. It just depends on what you put out there. Now to go in for closing in. Anxiety. I found an infographic, so we're all gonna come with this. So for anxiety, you've got to focus on what you can change. Little dude chilling on the couch. You got to focus on not everything you're able to change. Some things are just set in stone, and you got to be able to be in the river and work around it. You got to take a moment and stop to breathe. The little dude's hanging out by the plant. He's meditating. You can just use that as a breather. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Focus on something less anxiety provoking. He's chilling, he's listening to his music. There's so many different types of playlists out there that can be a huge help, especially for anxiety. There's a lot of good ones out there. And then you gotta figure out what's bothering you. This girl's just writing things down, she's figuring it out, and you've gotta really just embrace it to make that change, to focus on overcoming. Big thing with it, take a breath in, hold for 4 seconds, out for 4 seconds, in for 4 seconds, out for 4 seconds. Take those deep breaths. Counting does help when you're starting to feel your heart rate kind of going up. Start from 10 or start from 1. Either way, you're going to be counting down or counting up, for however long you need to count. But that does help your heart rate. And you gotta sleep and relaxation, because if you start to become overwhelming, everything starts closing in. Deep breaths and relax. And that's a big thing. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're starting to get more anxious. If you're not getting enough sleep, then you have more coffee, caffeine heightens the heart rate. Gotta keep positive. With anxiety, you really gotta make sure that your optimism's up. You got a good humor. You gotta keep laughing. It's good to get involved, to keep looking forward. Gotta keep your goals up. Exercise. Not always a big fan of it, but hey, exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. If you're happy, less anxiety. Alright. Thank you. I really hope that this helps. And then stay tuned for part 2. Time for you to come out of your shell. And here are the credits.